Hi everyone, I'm Lesley from the Beck. So it is the beginning of a whole new school year and it is time again to set up a whole new class of readers. So maybe you're new to teaching this year, or maybe you've got some different kids and are looking to change things up a little bit, or maybe you're just looking to see if you're on the right track. Well, in this video, I'm going to provide you with my top tips for setting up your reading program successfully at the beginning of the year. So let's get started. My first tip for you is to create your classroom culture of reading from day one. There's so many things that you want to set down from day one, like behavior expectations, morning routines. So make your reading program one of those things. From day one, this is how it's going to be. So start to do things such as building your reading stamina, trying to get the kids reading for long periods of time without interruptions or having to have breaks. This can take a while to build up. So let's get started early. Have places in your classroom where the kids can read comfortably. Have some cushions, maybe have a little corner with some pillows and a rug. Have lots of access to books that they want to read and look inviting to read. Colourful books, books from well-known authors. Change them up regularly so kids aren't seeing the same things over and over again. Make sure to put in lots of things for all different levels of readers, from easy books up to some really tricky ones. Maybe start your week by doing a different reading challenge for each day. One day, everyone needs to read a poem. Next day, everyone needs to read a blog. And the idea of this is that we need to remind kids that reading doesn't always have to be novels. And that also gives those students who don't like novels but have a really avid interest in comic books a chance to talk to their peers about the kinds of things that they read and why they love them so much. And my last tip for creating an awesome reading culture in your classroom is read to your children. They love it. I've spent a majority of my teaching career teaching year 6, 7s, and even year 7s love to be read to. Not only does it create an enjoyment for reading and allow access to books that might otherwise be inaccessible for some students, but students can see the way that you're reading and they can learn skills from you. My next tip for setting up your reading program is get to know your readers. To start with, you'll want to have a look at your kids' data from the previous year. So pat reading, running records, whatever your school uses. But that's only a small part of the picture. Once you've had a look at that, you want to listen to your readers. The best way to do this in the first week of school, and even throughout the rest of the year, is by doing a quick tap and talk. A tap and talk works like this. Set aside 15 minutes of each day in the first week for kids to be doing some independent reading either at their desks or sitting in a comfortable place in the classroom. As you walk around the classroom, just tap a student on the shoulder and they will read out loud to you from wherever they're up to in their book, just for 30 seconds. Ask them a question about it, make some quick notes, and then go on to the next student. So that's only 1 minute per student. You can get through 10 students each day. By the end of the week, you've heard all your students read. From there, you can start to figure out who your reluctant readers are, who your shy readers are, and who are the readers that are going to need a little bit of extra support. Start implementing your support structures from day one. Try some of the following really simple ideas. High-low books are high interest but low level reading. They're designed for older students who want to look like they're reading an older book but actually have the reading ability of a younger student. Just helps them blend in a little more. These are really simple to make with some cardboard and some laminate. I would suggest though putting a little bit of very lightly coloured yellow cellophane in there, and that will help turn the page that they're reading yellow and make it easier for them to read. Some students just find looking at a book to be really daunting with the amount of words and pages that are there. Using a start and stop place marker to show them where to start and finish is really helpful to break it down into small achievable goals for them. Set them up online so that they can use the immersive reader tools to be able to help read things easily. Or if you have students who are too shy to read in the classroom, direct them towards Microsoft Teams Reading Progress, where they can record something in quiet and it sends it to you both in visual and in written form. I think it's really important to start implementing these support structures from the first week, because in most likelihood, these children are going to be hard work. And if they can see that you're supporting them, you get them on side and you get the parents on side. And you can start building up these positive relationships that is going to help you get through your year. Next, you can think about how you want to start making your reading groups. Now, the important thing to remember is that your reading groups must be mixed ability. For a student to be able to progress and get better with their reading, they need to have role models around them who can show them the next skills that they're aiming for. We always talk about using the growth mindsets in our classroom. Instead of saying, oh, I'll never be as good as her, we can say, I'm going to see what she does and I'm going to try it. But how are they going to see it if they're constantly working around people at the same level as them? And lastly, think about how you're going to start providing your differentiated reading program. Now, in South Australia, with our new English units of work, it is recommended that we do at least 30 minutes each day of differentiated reading. And teachers are still trying to think what this looks like in my classroom. Here are some tips that you could try. My two favorite things to do, depending on the kind of learners that you have, are variations of either guided reading or literature circles, otherwise known as book club. Now, both guided reading and book club are such huge areas that it's going to take so long to go into them now. So what I've done is created separate videos to show you all the do's and don'ts for guided reading and for book club. So what is book club? Book club is the next stage after guided reading. So it's led by students and not the teacher. Students within a group choose a text together based on their interest. Each student gets allocated a role within the group, and then students read the text independently and then come back to discuss it based on their role. Some of the roles include a director, a connector, a storyteller, word detective, a quizmaster, an interviewer. These are just some examples. You can really have any kind of roles you want as long as it's based around some sort of reading comprehension. My kids love book club, and it is proven to move those kids sitting around the middle bands of achievement up into the higher bands. So you might like to think about if this is something that you want to start in your class this year. So that brings us to the end of today's video of how to set up your reading program at the beginning of the year. Hopefully you found some really helpful tips in this one to help you be successful. Like I said, there is so much information around reading that I have made separate videos all about how to do effective guided reading, effective book club, and also just setting up a balanced reading program in general. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Please leave me some comments below to let me know how it went for you. Please feel free to share with all your teacher friends. Don't forget to subscribe and click on the little alarm bell so you know when I release all my new videos. Thank you so much for watching and have an awesome day.